the creator of The Binding of Isaac, Edmund McMillen. Edmund McMillen. Hey everyone, welcome back to PlaycrastiNation Population 300, and today, let's talk about that new Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus update. For those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, yesterday on Thursday, March 23rd, an update dropped for the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, and it ended up being the very first of the mod booster packs that we were promised. And if you don't know what a mod booster pack is, basically when the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus came out a few months ago, the creator of the game, Edmund McMillen, stated that every month or so he wanted to add updates to the game, adding new content that was created by community modders. You know, the biggest part of the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus was those modding capabilities being given to the community, and so this is their way of taking mods made by the community and permanently incorporating them into the game. And so like I said, yesterday we got the very first of those mod booster packs, and so the purpose of this video is going to be to let you guys know exactly what is in the booster pack, what has been added to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. And a very obvious spoiler warning, if you're the kind of person that likes to find all the new secrets and items for yourself, you're not going to want to watch the rest of this video. So I'm going to start by giving you guys a quick overview of everything that is in this booster pack, and then we'll go more in depth into each part. So in booster pack number 1, there were 9 new items added, 3 new trinkets, a few new cards based on Magic the Gathering, a couple new hairstyles for Eden, an added charge bar option, and some new dice room visual cues. So we'll go ahead and start with the topic that I imagine you guys are the most interested in, which is the new items that were added in this booster pack. The first item we're going to be talking about is Lil Delirium by modders SkayZ and Ash Kate. Lil Delirium, as the name would imply, adds a new familiar that looks just like Delirium, and the catch with this item is that it transforms into a different familiar every 10 seconds. So sometimes you'll get a little brimstone, sometimes you'll get a farting baby, sometimes you'll get a dry baby. It changes every 10 seconds. If you want to pick up Lil Delirium, you're going to have to go to either Devil Rooms or Angel Rooms because those are the only 2 item pools that he exists in. The next item added in the booster pack is called the Sprinkler by modders Kieran and Stewart is Me. The Sprinkler is a 4-room charge active item that only spawns in treasure rooms, and what it does is every time you press spacebar, it spawns a sprinkler in the room that fires tears out as a sprinkler would throughout the room. The tears that the sprinkler fires out have the same stats as Isaac, so it of course scales with your damage, and it also gains any tear effects that Isaac has as well. Similarly, the rate of fire of the sprinkler depends on Isaac's tier stat. This spacebar item has a lot of cool synergies with items like Loki's Horns, Brimstone, Mom's Knife, Monstro's Lung, Tech X, Dr. Fetus, Epic Fetus, Ipecac, etc. The next item we're going to be talking about is called Buddy in a Box, and it is also by modders Ash Kate and SkayZ. Buddy in a Box is a passive item, only found in the shop, that grants you a random familiar with a random tier effect. The familiar that it spawns you will take the appearance of a random co-op baby, so those things finally have use for people like me who never play co-op, and the familiar is randomized upon entering a new floor, so you get a different baby, a different buddy each floor. The next item is called Black Hole by modder Custom Phase. Black Hole is a 4-room charge active item only found in treasure rooms. So this is a spacebar item, and what it does is every time you press spacebar, Isaac throws a black hole forward that sucks in and damages enemies. The effects of the black hole last for about 6 seconds, and they also somewhat work on Isaac, kind of like those tractor beam champions that you sometimes come across. The next item is called Broken Modem by modder Freeze. Broken Modem is a passive item that is only found in the shop. And if you pick up Broken Modem, what it does is enemies, their shots, your tears, and pickups can sometimes briefly freeze at random intervals. And the frequency of this depends on Isaac's luck stat, so the higher your luck stat, the more enemies and their tears will freeze. The next item is another one by Custom Phase, and this one's called Angry Fly. Angry Fly is another familiar, but this one spawns in item rooms. And what this familiar does is whenever Isaac enters a room with enemies, the Angry Fly will choose a random enemy to go towards and start orbiting around. While orbiting around the enemy, it deals damage to the enemy, and if it kills the enemy, it finds another enemy in the room to orbit around. Next item is called Mystery Gift by Mills. Mystery Gift is an active item found in the shop with a one-time use. When you use Mystery Gift, it spawns a random item from the item pool of the room that you're currently in. So if you're in a deal with the devil, it will spawn a deal with the devil item. If you're in the shop, you'll get a shop item, etc. The item also has a small chance to spawn either lump of coal or the poop. What's cool about this item is that unlike other one-time use items, this item actually synergizes with the void. So if you suck the Mystery Gift up with the void, then every 6 rooms, you can spawn a random item from the item pool of the current room that you're in. The next item is a passive item called Bozo by Electune. Bozo is found in treasure rooms, and when picked up, it grants Isaac 0.1 damage and also a soul heart. It can also cause enemies to randomly become charmed and or feared, and taking damage while holding Bozo has the chance to spawn a rainbow poop. The last item is called Fast Bombs by the creator of Isaac himself, Edmund McMillen. Fast bombs are a passive bomb item that can be found in treasure rooms. Not only do fast bombs give Isaac 7 bombs, but it also eliminates the delay between placing bombs, allowing you to place bombs as rapidly as you want to. This synergizes really nicely with something like golden bombs, so you can literally fill up the entire room with bombs, but it definitely helps to have something like Pyromaniac to eliminate explosion damage. So that's it for all the new items in the first booster pack. Let's now move on to trinkets, starting with the Trinket Hairpin by Zarat.us. Hairpin honestly might be one of my favorite additions in this booster pack. What this trinket allows you to do is it fully recharges Isaac's active item upon entering a boss fight. I so often when playing Isaac find myself having active items that I consider boss killers like Krampus's head or Book of Belial, and I'm always too scared to use them while I'm going through the floor with a fear that I won't have a full charge by the time I get to the boss fight. This trinket completely eliminates that worry. The next trinket is called Wooden Cross by modders Mills and EP. What this trinket does is every time you enter a new floor, Isaac is granted a Holy Mantle shield. As soon as that hit is gone, it is gone for the floor, but when you go to the next floor, your Holy Mantle shield will be back. So it's kind of like a one-time use Holy Mantle at the start of each floor. I feel like this trinket will be very helpful early on in a run, especially if you couldn't find a Spirit Heart on your first floor to protect your deal with the Devil Chance. The final trinket is called Butter with an exclamation point, and it is created by Florian Himsel. While holding this trinket, whenever Isaac uses his spacebar item, it will drop that active item onto a pedestal on the ground. This trinket could be really helpful if you have a crappy spacebar item like Anarchist Cookbook and you also happen to find a Perthrow rune. You can drop your active item onto the ground and reroll it without having to find another active item to replace it first. So that's it for new trinkets. Now let's get into the new cards that were added by creator John Madden. 3 new cards based on Magic the Gathering were added to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, and they're called Huge Growth, Ancient Recall, and Aerowalk. Huge Growth is a special card that when used makes Isaac large for the current room and also increases his range and damage for the current room as well. Ancient Recall is another special card and when used it spawns 3 other random cards. And finally the card Aerowalk slows all enemies in the room and increases Isaac's speed stat but decreases his shot speed. So that's it for all the new cards. Another addition that was added in this, like I said, are some new hairstyles for Eden. You can see a nice little showcase here of some of the new hairstyles that were added. If that's your forte, then awesome, they've added that for you. Next, we have a new option in the game's options menu that allows you, if you want to turn on charge bars. So if you're using an item like Little Brimstone and you want to see when he's fully charged, if the visual indicator is not enough for you, this gives you a nice bar over top to let you know when he is fully charged and ready to fire. The final edition adds visual cues to dice rooms, so anytime you walk into a dice room, if you weren't sure what the difference between a 2-pip dice room and a 5-pip dice room is, you now have a better understanding of what exactly you're doing when you step on one of those. So that's everything that was added in this first mod booster pack. Do let me know in the comments down below which item or trinket or whatever was added in this are you the most excited for, which do you think was the best addition to the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Overall, I'm pretty excited with what we saw from this. I know a lot of people were disappointed with the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus, but I think these content packs being unveiled every month or 2 months or whatever it is are going to give the game a lot more longevity than a lot of people thought. And before I let you guys go, I did want to give you a little bit of information about what to expect from next month's booster pack. Edmund McMillan wrote a blog post of the day that this mod booster pack came out and gave a little bit of a teaser for next month's mod booster pack, stating what he's going to be looking for, kind of encouraging mod creators over the next month to maybe work on these things as they might make their way into the game. So in addition to adding new items, he's also going to be looking to add new challenges to unlock these new items. So some of the items that are out there right now that we've already tried here on the channel, like the math challenge, I think will probably make an appearance on there, I would imagine. And those are going to be used not only to unlock new achievements, but to unlock some of the new items added in the booster pack. He's also looking for new enemies and new bosses to add into the game. And finally, he's looking to add new Angel Room items. I know a lot of Isaac players, myself included, have been complaining for years now that Angel Rooms just are not balanced when it comes to, or when they compare to deal with the Devil Rooms. And so in this blog post, McMillan says he's going to try in the next update to try to make them a little bit more appealing, a little bit more balanced. And he says he has a couple ways of doing so. One of them is to elicit some Angel Room items from us, the community, and see if he can help balance them. So those are the 3 things to expect in the coming next month's booster pack. Could be a month, could be 2 months, whatever it is. Overall, I'm just, like I said, excited that they are coming through with their promise and adding content to the game as they said they were going to. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this informational video, please consider subscribing to become a citizen of PlaycrastiNation today. And if you know anyone that you think would be a great Playcrastinator, go ahead and send them on by because we would love to have them. But with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.